Joining us here on the Hill, we have him patched in live up on Capitol Hill, Congressman Greg Landsman. Thanks for being back with us. Appreciate it.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks for having me.
I don't know if you could hear me. I had this whole big wind up there for you, Congressman, about basically you got a lot of Democrats right now coming forward and saying, you know what? We might want to work with the incoming Trump administration. You had Eric Adams in New York today basically say, if you want to come after me for cancel culture, fine, I don't care. I'm going to meet with Tom Homan. I saw Jared Moskowitz up on Capitol Hill, your Democratic colleague, say, you know what, I want in on the Doge caucus. It comes after Senator Bernie Sanders has said, I'll talk to Elon Musk about Doge as it relates to the Pentagon. You are in a fascinating position, Congressman, because as I mentioned, you're the first Democrat to win your district in Ohio back-to-back for the first time in 40 years. You're one of these centrist Democrats that the party's focused on right now. Yeah. Would you sign on for Doge like Congressman Moskowitz?
Oh, yeah, you got to be in the room. If you want to affect change and have an impact, you want to be in the room. This is, like most of these commissions to balance the budget or to find a solution on government spending, why wouldn't you want to be in the room? Why wouldn't you want to be working together? And so there are opportunities where I think both parties would say, yeah, that's abuse, or that's a waste of money, or that's duplication. There are going to be places where we disagree. For example, I think it's a waste of money to keep sending trillions and trillions of dollars to the super wealthy. Now, that we could disagree on, but you can't really have that debate unless you're in the room.
Huh. Would you join the caucus then?
Oh, sure. Yeah. I mean, look, I think it's really important for us to. I don't think I've been asked, but yeah, sure. I'll mention it tonight on the floor.
Okay. No, I'm just curious. And so your thinking is, I guess, if you're not at the table, and so then I wonder if you would urge other Democrats to do it, or do you think we'll see more Democrats come forward?
Yeah, I've always urged folks to be part of these kinds of efforts. If there's an opportunity to have a bipartisan solution, that to me is a better a solution. It's almost always going to be better than a hyperpartisan one. And so whether it's government efficiency, balancing the budget, the border, fixing the economy, I hope that Democrats are at the table participating, and I suspect they will. That doesn't mean that we're going to agree, but hopefully we get to a better policy.
All right. I had mentioned that you are one of the probably a dozen or so, maybe a little north of that at this point in time, Democratic lawmakers here in Washington who have come out against the president's decision to pardon his son. You were one of the first. You did so, you were among the first handful or so. Chuck Schumer, the top Democrat in the Senate, was basically asked about folks like yourself today, what he would say to members of the Democratic Party who have said a version of what you have said. Here's what Chuck Schumer said today, and then I'll get your reaction on the other side.
Do you agree with some of your Democratic colleagues who say that President Biden's pardon of Hunter Biden was wrong or unwise, puts personal interest ahead of duty?
I got nothing for you on that.
Can I follow up on that? Are you concerned with the lack of transparency, lack of honesty around Biden's decision to pardon?
As I said, I got nothing for you on that.
I got nothing for you on that, Congressman. It seemed like he was scared to answer the question, and I see you shaking your head. Are you disappointed?
Yeah, I am. I mean, three things come to mind. One, and I mentioned two of these in my comments yesterday. One is, as a father, like, I get it. I have a son, I have a daughter. I would do anything for my kids, anything. Two, we have to restore trust. We got to get people to believe in government again. And so when Biden decided to pardon his own son, even though as a parent I get it, as somebody who believes deeply in public service, I don't like it. I think it was a bad decision. Three, I think people expect us to call out something we disagree with, whether it's our own party or the other party. And so, yeah, I think I shook my head because, like, why not just say, as a father, I get it, but, we need to restore trust, and this isn't helping.
Have other Democrats told you privately, hey, Greg, because they probably call you by your first name, I agree with you, but I'm just not going to say it? Have you heard that?
Well, we just got back to the Hill. Maybe I hear that today, but I hope people One, I think people know I'm very much an independent person. I come from an independent district, so maybe it's easier for me. I don't know. But two, I think people will slowly, come to realize that it's okay to say, hey, you made a mistake. It doesn't mean that Joe Biden's presidency was a bad one or that he's a bad guy. It's just it was a mistake. And I said this about Biden on the border, and I said it about him running for re-election after that debate. And about the pardon, I think people expect us to say what we think.
Thank you for watching. And make sure you go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.